What's going on, guys? Mr. Stevenson here. We just were talking about a bunch of different projects, about font, about how we can use shading, different coloring techniques, getting in the holiday spirit. Now we're going to be talking about a gingerbread house. Why a gingerbread house? The real question is, why not a gingerbread house? All right. Gingerbread house, we are going to start with a super basic shape. We're talking about the arc at the top of the house. It's going to be basically a lowercase V that's upside down, or we can just call it what it is. It's a triangle. So it goes up and down. One of the things about gingerbread houses is they have a bunch of icing on them. But we are going to actually start with our pillars on the sides of our house. So roughly the same height as the bottom here. Make one pillar over here. We're going to do another pillar right over here. Vertical. Parallel to each other. Because we don't make houses that are all crooked and wonky, do we? I mean, maybe some people do, but that's not what I'm into. Down here at the bottom, we are going to do a little bit more substantial base. Same thing over here. Then we can think about kind of gingerbread houses might be on like a snowy or icy filled kind of bed of icing or snow. Then we can kind of make our pillars, but we're going to make our pillars kind of fun. We're going to make them bulge out a little bit, like they're under a little bit of stress. Now we can think about that icing we were talking about a second ago. Think about when you glue icing out of a tube, you kind of glop it on there, right out of the tube. Right, looking good there. Maybe these are like a lot of times with candy canes are kind of like a stick form. Maybe that's what this will be. See, we don't have to be perfect. You can see right here I kind of messed this up. That's a little bit too flat of an angle compared to the ones above it, but it's not super noticeable unless you're looking right for it and unless you're being really picky about things. And that's one of the things that we can fix when we do things over and over again and we practice. Lowercase n or an arc or an arch. We'll do door handle. And then we'll think about hinges. I'm not really sure what color that hinge might be. It's really hard to think about things in terms of a gingerbread house and what exactly you can make, what you can do. One of the exciting things about gingerbread houses is they're really fun to color. In fact, you may find yourself not wanting to use such a heavy pen like I'm using for your gingerbread house, because then it becomes tougher to think about maybe we want this to be yellow frosting here or a different color. From side to side. So we have some kind of piping. Maybe there's some kind of a window up here. Maybe it's a big wreath. Think about fireplace. It is a gingerbread house, but maybe there's a little bit of smoke coming out of those doors. Think about a candy cane. We can think about maybe there's some kind of a snowman over here. Do our snowman, we could just do a simpler one here. We'll do a nose, carrot nose, and then two basic eyes. Circle with a little bit of white, gives that three-dimensional feel. And we'll do our three circles. We go from smaller to bigger. Two biggest. Maybe you don't want to color these in. Maybe you want these to be gumdrops. Remember, we want to go from thicker to thinner because trees tend to grow that way, from thick to thin. We can do the same thing over here. Really, I just want you guys to explore, have fun, think about architecture, even if it's gingerbread candy architecture. You guys have a wonderful day. This is just Mr. Stevenson saying, see you soon.